everybody, good evening. Welcome to Wacky Weekend Lite, the show from down under being done up top. Artie's show from Australia, but here in the US today. I hope everybody's doing well on that side. I see Greg posted a couple hours ago that he's not going to be able to join us today. Hey, Greg, I got your email. Just contact me. I'm free pretty much all the time being retired. And if you need to chit-chat, we'll chit-chat. Hopefully you'll catch that. I'll type a response to you anyhow. Let's see. We got Andy, the hot dog pilot, is here. Chris from the Valleys 56 is here. Tammy and Ray from Mom and Son Train Rail fans. You guys just went to a show. Looked like you guys had a great time. Ken Amos, welcome in. Nice to have you here. Monsville, I just saw you wrote me an email. I have not read it yet. I've been kind of busy a bit today, so I have not been on social media much. And let's see, we got Dirk from Southern Cross Rail Systems. And Mark from Zantech is here. So great to have all of you here. Hello, Eric from Von Don Eisenbahn. And Sir Eric from ANC Railroad and N-Scale Life Journey. Welcome in, my good fellow Ohioan and friend. Nice to have you here. I want to give you a little bit. I don't want to take anything from Artie. Artie originally planned to have an on-site show today where he wanted it on my channel, but he was going to be on location. But because of the storm hitting Australia, he didn't want to chance it. But also, tomorrow is a big day. I won't go into details, but a lot of Artie's struggles he's been dealing with could be resolved tomorrow. Not all of it, but he's got the first of a few hearings tomorrow, and things are looking good. And he didn't want to jeopardize anything by suddenly appearing and doing his stuff. So hello, Steve, 87th PSAP. Nice to have you here. And let's see. Possum Bayou is here. Hey, Possum, how are you? And so I don't want to give, it's been good news, but we won't know. He's got one hearing tomorrow, and I know there's going to be a couple of more. But right now, things have been looking more positive than negative, but it begins to wrap up tomorrow. And so he might just pop online to say hello, or he'll communicate with us through his crazy cousin friend, Attila Varga. So yeah, we're going to keep our fingers crossed. To all of our friends down under, since this is supposed to be a down under show, we want to hope that you've all come through or are surviving the storm. We know it stayed offshore and lessened a bit, which was good, but you're still sitting around waiting for it to come. And just because a hurricane has lessened doesn't mean it's not going to do damage. Well, howdy, Simon, SJ Dusty. Great to have you here. And Sir John Vanicki is here. And I saw my good friend Randall is here. Randall, we need to have a talk with Fredo Baggino, the fourth. We need to discuss what's going on in his realm, because he's just not getting it done on the circuits there. Hey, Scott, welcome in. So I've been working on a car, trying to figure out why a battery keeps dying, and I just got a new battery, and they checked the alternator and the generator and said they were fine, and yet it was dead again 2 weeks after I had it checked. But I think I found the problem, and I've been working on that today. I did do something track and train related. I've got a video coming out that will explain it, but I've added some more decoders to a couple of other turnouts. I've made a couple other turnouts digital, including right here on the three-way here. The little not three-way, the my hidden reverse loop. That's what I'm trying to say. As well as the last one over on the parking area. But I used generic. I used non-Merklin decoders. I found some real cheapos. They are less than half the price of the actual Merklin decoders. And I'll have a video out probably tomorrow sometime, if not Monday morning, that explains what I did and whether it was a full success or not. And hey, Edward from Happy Valleys, welcome in. And so that's what I've done on the layout. I am psyching up and preparing myself for actually doing some ballasting. I'm hoping that tomorrow will get me some, I'll get some more stuff so that I can actually start doing some actual ballasting. Speaking of tomorrow, Hot Dog Pilot Andy has his normal live stream, which is on 8 a.m. Eastern Time, United States, but we're jumping ahead. Joyce and I lose an hour of sleep tonight. I think only the United States is changing to daylight savings time tomorrow. I think the rest of the world is holding off, but we jump ahead. But so I'm not going to be in either way. I'm not going to be in Hot Dog Pilot stream tomorrow. But please, if you're Americans who join in, and he gets a lot of Americans joining in, as he should, because he runs American trains as well as UK trains, and it's a great live stream. I'm a little, hate to say it, a little bummed out that I'm going to miss it, but I will be missing it tomorrow because I will be getting ready and then on the road to the only train show I officially attend each year. I am on my way to the local train show, the Toledo Train and Toy Show. The Greater Toledo Train and Toy Show is tomorrow. It's about 20 minutes away. It's in a suburb of Toledo called Rossford. But you got to zigzag through side roads to get over there. Actually, you got to go up and take a bridge and then come back down the river. But mostly highway, in all honesty, not side roads, mostly highway. But to get to the highway, we got to zigzag. Anyhow, I will be broadcasting live. I do not have a preset thing like I do for this show in my live stream. Streamlabs doesn't let you do it. I really got to figure out bringing StreamYard onto my phone, because StreamYard does not do an actual Android app. You have to go through your internet provider. You got to go through your internet provider and go get on them that way. So it's a little weird to try to get, for some reason, it's really weird for me to get StreamYard on the phone here. I don't know why, but so I do it with Streamlab. So anyhow, I will be doing that, and depending on when I get in, they used to do advanced pre-ticket, advanced ticket sales. And so I could order my ticket, show up at 8:55 and get in for the 9 o'clock early bird, because early birds get in at 9 o'clock. Regular people get in at, I think, 11. So early birds, if you pay the extra money, you get in 2 hours early, and it's nice because it's a little less crowded and it makes it easier to film. And this is either the fourth or the fifth time I'll be broadcasting live from the train show here in Toledo. So what I want to say before I get into whatever I'm going to talk about in the show is I am happy in many cases to try to find or buy something if we're on camera and you see it. The problem is you can't think about it and then say, hey, Anthony, go back to that one table, because I'll have no idea what table it was. You might, but I won't. But if you see it and say, hey, Anthony, I need that. Now, last year was the first year people gave me shopping lists, but it really was kind of hard to go to every table and say, do you have this while I'm trying to film? And some things I couldn't exactly remember. So this year it's just going to be sort of like you see something and you say, hey, Anthony, can you get that for me? Or how much is that? And I've bought stuff for people pretty much every year, and I'm happy to do so. Pay me back. I'm not that rich. Pay me back as you can. But yeah, I will happily at the show. I will happily do that. I'm sorry, just reading chat here. So yeah, I should start sometime 9:15. So I don't know what time that's going to be in the UK. We're jumping ahead an hour. So where it's normally, I think I would be earlier. So I might be starting while Andy's live. So I apologize, Andy. Hey, there's Les. How you guys hanging out, Les? Has the storm hit you guys hard at all? But so again, all our support and good wishes to all our friends down under in there. Artie needs a Roco railjet in the colors of the railjet. I doubt I'm buying a railjet. I seriously doubt I'm buying a railjet for anybody. That's a little too much money. But you see a $5-10 car, caboose, something like that. I have spent $100 on a train for a person, and they paid me back. But I'm not walking in there with $1,000 ready to drop. But again, I will work something out. But yes, I'm not going to buy $1,000 train either. Going to second shift next week. Oh, that's no fun. My mom, when she was a factory worker, sometimes worked second shift or third shift when we were young. But yeah, our local show is a one day only. It's a one day only event. It always has been. Years ago, it was much bigger. If it was as big as it filled 5 buildings at our Lucas County Fairgrounds. There's only a couple of people here that might know. Rick's Trains is not here yet, or he's in the background listening. I've gone to the Berea train show once, and that was in 5 buildings at the Cuyahoga County Fairgrounds, or whichever county fairgrounds it was. And our train and toy show was huge. And we had them 3 times a year. And then all kinds of things happened. Of course, the toy collector market bottomed out with the advent of online eBay and so forth. Makes it harder for people to go. But it was massive. It was a huge show. But another thing that hurt it was that basically it was 2 groups. It was the train people and the toy people. And the head of the train group has a little bit of an ego, shall we say. And he kept arguing and fighting with the toy people. And the toy people were the bigger part of the show. And they wound up having an argument and splitting. And it began to be 2 shows. And both venues were small. And sadly, the toy show kind of died out. The train show kept going, but very small. And then the train show invited some of the toy people back in, and it's grown. I'm hoping last year it looked like a good show and was well attended. My friend Rick, who lives north of me, who usually goes to the show as well, from Rick's Trains. Hey, Ian, how are you? And hi, Bridazzle or Brydazzle or however that would be pronounced. Lots of flooding from the rain along the mountains, right? So anyhow, we did that. He said he was disappointed in the show last year. I don't think I was. I had a good time. I ran into my good friend Rio, former colleague at work. And of course, I'm filming and seeing things and talking to you guys, where Rick is just looking around and, looking for something to buy and so forth. But yeah, I thought it was an okay show. The only disappointment for me is that the one guy that has a Maryland presence there was not there. I'm hoping he'll be back this year, because he does sell other stuff besides Maryland, but he does tend to have a large Maryland collection. And he's kind of hard to miss because he's as tall as me. He might be a little taller than me. And he's a Maryland guy. And so His table's usually in the same area, at least the last couple of years. He used to be in one area. Speaking of which, there's Rick's Trains. And yeah, there's a lot of live streams going on right now. All of a sudden, everybody's picking Saturday night to live stream. But Artie was here. Artie was here for a long time. But hey, there's no rules. We just try not to step on toes if we can avoid it. You've never been to an actual train show before. Interesting. I love them. I used to love going to the toy shows. And the thing is, I ignored the train people. I was looking at the action figures and the old electric football games and tabletop hockey games and G.I. Joes and action, all that stuff. Star Wars. And yeah, that's what I was looking at. All right. Anyhow, I don't have much of a topic today, but Joyce was listening in on some of the live stream yesterday and another live stream, and she suggested, and I thought, what the heck, we can give it a try. A lot of us live stream and we put our layouts and we run trains while we live stream. I tend not to run my trains on this live stream because I save that for sort of my show, my Friday show. And but one of the things is, of course, I am kind of, for the people that know my live stream, I probably most famous, most known, let's use that one, most known for the number of cameras I have. And there's always a couple of things I say about that. Number one, I didn't put up a lot of cameras for you guys. I put up a lot of cameras for me. When I'm watching my layout, it's like, I can't see my trains from that angle, but if I stick a camera back there, wow, that's a different view I never get sitting here or anywhere. If I want those views, I'd have to keep moving things around and trying to get in, but I stick a little camera in there and voila, I can see the stuff. But what I want to talk to you about is, obviously a lot of you watch on phones. So when I do that 16 camera view, or actually that one's a 14 camera view, it's so small, I know a lot of you can't. So I've been trying to change and go through the cameras, but show only one or two camera scenes at a time. But what I want to talk to you about is, and ask your opinion, and I'll put a link in and people can come up and talk about it as well as other stuff. What kind of views, what kind of camera angles do you like? What are your favorites? What camera views do you not like when somebody's got it? And again, it doesn't have to be, I hate this and I like this. Some people say, oh, they're all good. But are there some that definitely get your, I like, whether it's rail fanning videos or model train layout videos. I really love catching trains coming around the corner from a little bit of a distance. Do you like close-up cab views? Do you like cab views when somebody's got a layout? Obviously, I do. Somebody's got a cab view, and you get to watch the train go through their layout. And if they've got a done layout or one with a lot of scenery, then it's really cool. If you got a layout like mine where there's not a lot of scenery, then maybe cab views aren't so great. Although I'm going to be doing a cab view video tomorrow and posting that just because I haven't done a running session cab view. Do you like low to ground shots, as Mark talks about? Do you like high angle, seeing the whole layout and just seeing the tree? So think about that, and I'll pull people up and we'll read comments, but we're going to try to keep it to that. The cyclone was supposed to be called Anthony. I didn't know. Hey, Joe Rader. So some of you are already answering the question, and I haven't even popped up yet. From inside the auto just before the trains destroy it. Interesting. Well, I was thinking more layouts. You like the long straight shots. Okay. Hey, Joe Rader, as I said. So anyhow, I'm going to post a link here and we could talk about that among other things. And maybe I won't jinx myself, but we might keep it short tonight. But there is the link. And if you want to come up and talk about camera angles, okay? At least for now, as you come up, we're going to talk about camera views and camera angles and how you present. And then if that dies out, we'll go. Hey, Kyle, I was watching your video. I got to finish it. So I will try to finish that up. I have been doing a lot of things. I was doing a lot of running today, along with working on a car, and then spent a couple hours down here messing with these new digital decoders I picked up. Video for that sometime in the next 36 hours. You not really thought about camera views. Well, Edward, now's the time. You can think about camera views now. Because that's, again, one of the reasons why I've got, because I do like them all. But if I have one and only one, it would get boring. So I like to switch it up and, okay, I'll watch it from this angle and this angle. So, if I can do this, if I like a long view, if I want to see a long straight view, well, I have this shot, except the camera's been bumped because a cat was under there and nailed the cord. So the camera's kind of turned. Why is everything mirrored? Everything's mirrored here. This is weird. Geez, StreamYard, what the heck? Why is everything mirrored? I'm going to change that. There we go. That's better. That looks better. I don't know why that was on. There we go. All right, get rid of that. I don't know why it was set up. But yeah, so I've got a long straight shot here. I got a long straight shot here. And then I've got, for example, not that one, this one. I got close-up corner views if I want that one. And then I've got shots that mix. For example, where's bridge view? There's bridge view where you can get close-up coming around a corner. You get the long distance shots. If you really want close, I've got this shot. This is probably one of the ones that gets the closest. That's down to the ground watching in. Chris, you build yours, you build your layout with grades. But it's interesting. Yeah, mine only has the one incline. Otherwise, it's a very flat layout. All right. We'll see you later, Eric. And Ian, if I didn't say hi to you, hello to you. And then I will, I've got all sorts. This is another really close-up one. Let's see, where's the workstation cam? There's this one. This is one of my favorites because it is a little bit of everything. You do have them coming around the corner. You kind of have the straight across in the distance. You have some coming at you. And it's also a quality camera. But I won't personally say one angle is better than another. But yeah, you're very close up and down low. Coming at you like that. I have that, but I have a lot of favorites. Let's put it that way. You enjoy the bedroom cam myself. Well, that's a totally different thing. All right. Well, I'm going to bring up a couple of people to stage as we continue to talk about this. But let me change my camera. The problem is I have to bounce between 3 screens here. So let me go back up to solo. I'm back. And first of all, we've got Randall Ellison.
Hey,
how you doing, my friend Randall?
Hey, Anthony, what's happening?
Not much. Just winding down what for me was a long day. I've actually been busy, which...
Yeah, I was actually up at my brother's house for a while today.
Oh, that's good.
We was working on his truck. He's putting a new transmission and transfer case in it. So
Okay. And then also waiting in the basement and now coming up on stage is Mark from Xantech.
Hey, Mark.
Hello.
Hey, Mark, welcome up.
You all right?
Doing well here. Hope you're all right.
Well, not too bad for considering it's like 1:30 in the morning.
Well, that's true. It is late where you are. Yeah, 1:30. That's That's late at night. I don't stay up that late much anymore. Every now and then I do, but
Yeah, neither do
if
I.
I'm awake at 1:30 in the morning, I figure I've got insomnia and I get up and go downstairs to annoy my
This
daughter.
week, I'll say I've got a vacation for a week, so I've got an excuse to stay up late.
And the thing is, I have no excuse to go to bed early. I go to bed early. I spent 30 some years getting up at 5, actually 40 some years getting up at 5 in the morning. And so 9 o'clock at night, and I do that now. At 10 o'clock at night, I start turning into a pumpkin and that's tough on me. So again, Randall, when you watch, if you watch, do you have certain views you kind of like? Do you like it where you can get up close and really see the logo and the stock, or?
I don't really have a particular preference, Anthony. I do like the ground shots of the ground shots, if I can say that right.
Yeah.
But those look really neat. I try to do that when I stream from the club layout. But yeah, I'm not real particular on any one shot. I mean, it'd be great if I had a setup where I could have multiple cameras and everything on the layout. But this house just is not set up for that kind of stuff. So,
right. But again, that's why I can also talk about what am I trying to say? When you're viewing. Now, let me see if I can pull this one up. This was just shared with me. So let me pause that for a second. And we're going to present, share screen, window. Yeah, this one, share. Oh, good. That worked out right. And I'm going to do this sort of in a full screen mode. There, that works. All right, so this is from Mark, and this is Mark's layout. But he says this is his favorite shot, or his favorite type of shot. So now we just got to wait for any minute. There it comes. Coming at you.
I like that train, Mark.
Oh, cheers. I
really like that one.
Yeah, it's a Japanese set, the Super Hitachi E657.
And
runs like a Swiss watch.
I do like those kind of shots where it's close, but at a little bit of an angle where you can see the train. Like, I don't want to rant, but this will come across kind of negative. A lot of people post shorts, and of course, to do shorts, you have to do it in portrait mode. And people are rail fanning in portrait mode. And to be honest, I don't like it because you get just a narrow window of the locomotive or the train.
Yeah.
And you have to do it that way to get a short. But there are so many times where it's like, I wish they would have forgotten the idea of trying to do it as a short and we're thinking, I'll do a short video. It could still be 20, 30 seconds long, but get it in that landscape mode and really let you see that train and the cars going. I hate the portrait mode on rail fanning videos. My apologies to all of you who do that, but I know you're trying to make it short and you're trying to get it. Now, if it's, and by the way, that's with real rail fanning. With model trains where you are kind of following along with it, you can do that and fit more because it's small scale. That's not as bad, or not bad at all. But man, when somebody's got, look, here is the city of Truro, or here is this Amtrak, or here is this or that, but you get this sliver of a window of it, so you barely see it because it's boom, 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 and that.
It would be nice if we had a landscape.
Well, that's what I was getting ready to say. When you watch it on TV, it looks like the photos that wide compared to.
Yeah, I want landscape mode. If you're going to rail fan, landscape mode. But again, YouTube and TikTok and everybody, Instagram, you have to do it in portrait mode. So I understand why you do it. I would just rather, hey, could you make, instead of 5 shorts of 20 seconds each. Could you make a 1.5-minute video or 2-minute video in landscape mode and really let me, I'm selfish, let me enjoy that train.
Landscape. But the moment you put on short, it only gives you like little option. You have to choose which part of the landscape you want, which third.
Right. Well, that's why I want the picture mode to be landscape, because then you get the wide thing. You can see the background. You can see the train, or you can see the full cars. All right. We do have one more person, actually 2 more people in the basement. So we're going to bring them up. This is Eric and his son, Willy. Bandan Eisenbahn. So,
hey,
hello.
Hey, Eric.
Hey, how's it going, Randall?
We're not in the basement. We're in our computer room.
Can you hear us this time?
We can hear you, yes.
Because the last time we did with this, it all like froze up the voice. Like.
But my video card went out. I don't know how my video is coming through to you guys, but I'm getting like
we're getting probably 1 out of every 50 frames.
Yeah, that's what it's giving me too.
Plus, our graphics card broke.
Right. And this is what happens when your computer is set up for a graphics card. It can't handle the main CPU can't necessarily handle all the video image. It can sound only takes that much energy or broadcasting electrical power, whatever. Video takes that much.
Yeah, it's been fun. It'll be a couple. I think it's coming Monday, so we'll be back up and running. But how's everybody doing?
I would say not too bad because it's 1:30, so didn't get up till about 2:00 this afternoon, so I'm all right.
I'm good. I just haven't gotten as much done as I wanted to get done today, but I've gotten things done.
Yeah, I'm doing okay, not great, but I'm still getting along. So
I like the upward angle shots, forced perspective.
Yeah, those are neat too.
I think there's one layout.
And I've seen layouts. I'm sorry, go ahead.
At the Wally event, and you're on the track, and you had a main like a sort of like a bridge, like drop down, so you could get the phone and get quite low, and actually looking up at the train as it went over the viaduct.
Right. And I think that's sort of what Eric is talking about, those up angles with forced perspective. And now I've seen great things where, because of camera angle, like even Miniature Wonderland does this, where they have some N-scale trains at the top of their mountains. It's mostly HO scale. Miniature Wonderland is about 90% HO, but they run some N-scale at the very top in the Alp section to make it look like those mountains are taller and the trains are further away than they actually are.
That's a clever trick,
and it's brilliant. It is brilliant.
Being goofy.
So yeah, I enjoy that. But again, that's why I always use what I do for an example. But for example, I know Dave from Scott Rail says he loves to see trains. Actually, I like that shot at times too. So here's a shot coming into the station, but also notice I've got just a little bit of the curve to catch the train coming around the bend, because that's when you can see the biggest, the most of the train you can see is when it's coming around a bend, because your stereoscopic vision can take in more than when it's a straight shot. When it's coming around a curve, you get more of that train. So I do love any angle of a train coming at a curve, but if you like high, okay, we've got high looking down. You like close up, this one's still looking down. I'm trying to think. That's the one thing I don't have at this point. I don't have an up angle camera. I used to, but I had to take it out, and I've never put an up angle. The closest I have is this one, which is ground level, but not looking up.
I was going to say, Anthony, that shot where you can see the whole, I say the whole layout, but that whole portion of the layout, for whatever reason, I like those shots too. where you can see all the trains running and all the tracks.
Yeah, and I try to mix it up because sometimes I need to see it all.
Right.
But like this is one, I'm not running lane 1 right now. But like this one, this is about as down and dirty as I get with my cameras. And that's actually a 4K camera, so it's got really pickup. But yeah, I'll run this one through. But you can see I'm getting ready to do some running videos because it's got my camera car on it. But that's about as close as you get to the shot I think Eric's talking about, where you're looking up at it.
Yeah, I always thought it might be neat to get the camera a little bit off the table and down, but you got to have track running right on the edge.
Yeah, and I have places I could do that. And again, I had one place where I could, but I could even drop that one camera. Well, that one camera, I'll show you which one I'm talking about. This camera that I'm running right now, that one you can see I could put in a little platform and have it down and actually looking up at the trains. I could do it there. Right now it's on
the inside of the curve as well, and like you could do it on.
Yeah.
I'm ignoring the chat. Being up high on the outside of a curve looking down is a neat angle. Yes, it is, Ian. And by the way, Ian just put up another video of the Reading and Pennsylvania lines. And if you haven't seen Lehigh River Subdivision's videos, let alone one, he does some of the best rail fanning videos on any continent, anywhere. Now let's face it, he's lucky enough he lives in, is it technically the Alleghenies where you're at, Ian? But he lives in that big string of mountains, and he's got his choice of beautiful backdrops for his trains. But the man knows how to film his angles and get his trains.
Okay, we can turn the video off.
All right. Well, thanks for having us on. You say good night?
Good night.
Good night. Why are you so bashful now? So shy?
I'm not.
You're not. All right. Have a great night. Have a great week. Hopefully we'll
All right, take care.
see you in 2 weeks, hopefully. Take care.
So Attila says a great topic as he's trying to decide where to put 2 cameras on his layout. Yeah, I mean, I do put a lot of thought. I keep thinking it. So my brain is now working on this. Eric talking about that up shot for forced perspective, and all of a sudden I'm like, that sounds cool. Where could I put that? Where could I put a camera like that? I'll even call it the Eric and Willie special. But yeah, I've got a couple of places where I could put a camera in like that and get some forced perspective shots like that. So now I'm going to be thinking about that. Hey, welcome Jeff's Train World and HO and an O gauge, Geneva, Illinois here. Well, I'm in Toledo, Ohio. It is officially the Appalachian Range. And yes, you deserve it. I don't get paid to say how great you are. You're just great. If you've ever seen his Christmas tree layout videos, they are epically cool. So, yeah, check out Lehigh River Subdivision at an amazingly brilliant channel. Yeah, I don't really want to run that guy too much, pushing the weight of those cameras around. But I've got a cab control. I've got a cube camera, the old Polaroid Cube to record with, and then I can also broadcast. I can add it into my live streams with the GoPro. The problem is my GoPro has to go through sideways. And I will say this: I know I didn't invent it. I didn't invent the shot, but the first time I ever saw it is when I did it. I got a GoPro to try to do live streaming and have a live cam on my layout while I'm going around. Because the GoPro is Wi-Fi. I have to do a 3-step process. I have to send it to a server. The server goes to VLC, and then OBS loads up VLC. So there is a 3-second delay as the signal from the camera to the live stream has to bounce around a few places. There's a 3-second delay on it, 2.5 to 3-second delay. But the thing is, it's too wide to go the normal cab view way. So I have to put it in sideways, and it's also too tall to do it that way. So it has to go through sideways. But what it does is it looks like you're a passenger on a seat, and I call it the passenger view. And the thing is, to me, I like that shot better than cab view, because the passenger angle is how I see things from trains. I'm a passenger on a train, which is what got me into model trains and why I love trains. So when I set it up in my live streams, and maybe I should do it again soon, I do that. It's a passenger view. It comes up as a passenger view, and it's amazing. I don't know if I brought it around, could I set it up and have it go now? Because it takes me a few minutes to set it up.
Yeah. When I do reviews and stuff, I mean, I don't have a lot of, how should I say this? I don't have a lot of room to kind of work with as far as doing like angle shots and all that of the model. I basically just have to put them all as close to eye level as I can.
Right.
Like that. And then do the review from there. Fortunately, this thing has helped a bunch since I got it. So
yeah, when you're doing your reviews,
right,
I actually got one of those, and I need to start using it. And I never use it when I do a review video, although I don't call them review videos, because I do my first impressions videos. I just put them up on the track and move the camera around.
And that works. That's why I used to do it a long time ago. I mean, that works too.
In a galaxy far, far away. What would work for an N gauge layout? Well, I just showed a video, which I could show again, from Xantech. This is N scale. Or are you asking what camera would work? For me, my GoPro would work if I stood it up on the side, if I didn't have canopies that extend just a little bit over the track. When I built my canopies, I was off a couple of millimeters, and the GoPro is wide enough. It doesn't hit other trains going through the layout, but it catches the canopies on the one layout because they overhang right to the end of the platforms, and the camera's just wide enough. And when it goes through there, it catches. Hey, we have Pedro. Senator Bounty is here. Hello. The thing is, adding a camera is not a big deal. You can buy the cheap, generic $19.99 webcams. The thing is, you think about where do you want to put them, which is to please you, not necessarily please your audience. And then you also got to consider what are you using to broadcast. For example, to run, and anybody who knows my channel already knows, so I'm not surprising anybody with this. But I have over 20 cameras connected to my OBS, of which the most I show at any one time is up here, which I call the multi-view. And there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 cameras in one shot. Some people don't even notice that there's 13. There's just so many. but there's actually 2 cameras in this corner here. And then there's what I call the Joyce camera, because it's the camera I turn on to Joyce when she comes down and joins the live streams. But yeah, I've got 13 cameras here when I run my layout. Now, if you're on a smartphone, you don't see a darn thing because your little screen, it makes it hard to distinguish. I get a lot of my friends say, Anthony, when you put this on, I can't even see the trains because I'm watching on my smartphone. And I have to admit, I designed this for watching on a TV. If you have this on a TV or a computer monitor, it looks really big. Yeah, you could use Z to get some real distance. Yeah, only 20. Actually, I might be up to 21 because, for example, this with 13 cameras does not include my smartphone, Joyce's smartphone, the 3 tablets I have connected, the GoPro, the old GoPro. So right there, that's 13 plus 7, that's 20. And I have 4 more cameras upstairs no longer connected to it because they were conflicting with other cameras. But I have a computer that uses an i9. I have an i9, plus I have the a very high-end graphics card. And then on top of that, I had this computer custom built to have as many USB ports as possible. So I have this custom built to have a lot of cameras attached to it, because you could not run 13 cameras in one shot on a laptop. The most cameras you could get on a laptop, even using an expansion hub, a USB port hub, you probably can get 6, maybe. I had a gaming laptop. And I was able to get 6 cameras. And the minute I tried to add a 7th, they started fighting with each other. And I finally went to a desktop computer and I could get up to 10 cameras. But when I tried to add 11th, it didn't like it because that computer didn't have a quality graphics card in it. And then when I retired, one of the first things I did with that money is I said, Joyce, I want a supercomputer for my live streams.
Real quick, Anthony. So Attila Varga and I believe it was South Cross rail system is commenting on this engine that's on this table here.
Well,
so for those that don't know what this thing is, there used to be a video of it. I don't know if it's still on my channel or not because YouTube took down a couple of videos for whatever reason. But this engine was actually an eBay find. It is, you take the shell off and it's just a regular Athearn blue box drive and frame, but somebody had took an SDP-40 and grafted a cab off of a BQ-23-7, a Buckman engine, and then grafted it onto this locomotive and then added the crazy exhaust stacks on it, the bell and all that good stuff, and painted it in this Iowa Interstate scheme. And this is the end result of that creation. So the engine does run. It has no headlights. I got to wire up some headlights for it. But yeah, this thing was just so wild. I couldn't pass up on it. I probably had this thing.
That is a wild one.
Yeah, I probably had this thing probably close to 4 years now.
It almost looks like a fire truck. You know,
it does. But this is
fire truck more than a locomotive. But yeah,
it does. A lot of people actually commented on Facebook that that's what this looked like. But this is actually a paint scheme Iowa Interstate painted one of their ES-44s in. It is a Rock Island inspired paint scheme. But
the tablets looks like it's been sat on too low.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like I said, somebody grafted this whole front end on it, but it's technically an Athearn blue box engine from this area all the way back to the rear.
Did you see this question, or is this what prompted you to come up? Southern Cross, that's dirt, says that a kit
Southern
bash?
Cross brought that up. Yeah. Somebody kit bashed this thing and made this, but it's not. Like I said, there's no headlights on it. I'll have to figure out some way to wire up a headlight for it, but it's definitely unique. I would love to get this thing on the club layout at some point and run it.
Any glass in the windows as well?
Yeah, there's window glass right here in it. So,
Hey, look at them PKNW Model Works.
yeah, basically from here where you see it's raised in the back, from here all the way to the end is a Bachmann BQ23-7. From this right here all the way back is Athearn Blue Box. So, but you pull the body off of it, and it's an Athearn Blue Box, and hopefully this time I won't break something like I did the EP38. But I'll pull the body off, just kind of show you.
Careful.
Yeah, no pressure. There we go.
No pressure. If you break it, you buy it. Oh wait, you already bought it.
I already bought it. Yeah, all right. So there we go. You look underneath, it's just a regular Athearn Blue Box. So driving frame.
That does look like a powerful motor.
It is. The Athearn Blue Box engines are actually pretty stout engines. So yeah, they do nice.
I bet it's smooth with those twin flywheels as well.
Oh yeah. Yeah, well, see, this is the older version of the Blue Box engine. The ones most people are familiar with, this part and the flywheels are actually brass. So I'm not sure exactly what these are made of, but it's a little different. It's a little different than the normal Athearn Blue Box a lot of people are accustomed with. So, but they're good engines, real good engines.
Faster than a Heath unboxing. We don't truly know how long it takes Heath to do an unboxing because I don't think he's ever finished one. Oh!
Yeah, Heath has made unboxings an art form, just about. So
I don't know if I would call it an art form, a heart attack form, maybe. But
that too.
He's a sadist. Heath is a sadist. He knows it drives everybody crazy, and that's why he does it. He knows it's going to drive everybody crazy, so that's why he does it.
Yep. But yeah, it's a cool engine. I like it. So I'll go ahead and stick the body back on it.
Them knuckle couplings as well on it, Randall.
Yeah, the knuckle couplers I put on it after I bought it because it had Bachmann couplers on it.
What's the difference?
What's on it now are Scale Train's operator couplers. I may change those out at some point to KD. So, and it's real simple. I mean, the old Athearn Blue Box, they just have a little clip on top. It clips down over the coupler and holds it in there. I actually sent one of them flying, so I got to find it. It's here on the table somewhere. But anyway, like I said, they're good engines. And then, of course,
I'll tell you one thing. It's a big thing as well.
Oh, yeah. It's a big engine. It's a 6-axle engine. That said, though, it's actually smaller than my ES44s that I have. It's actually a little shorter and it's actually a little shorter in length and a little shorter in height than the ES44.
About 12, 13 inches long?
This one here?
Yeah.
I would say this thing's probably about 10 inches long, 9, 10 inches long.
Yeah. Typical.
I'd say probably closer to 9 inches. If I had to say
about 4 or 5 inches long. Some of them are.
Yeah. Say that again.
Some of them, I think the 66, which is the longest load, I think that's about 4.5 inches. maybe 5.
Yeah, I'm not real familiar with those types of engines. Somebody in the tech could probably give you that info, but
Just let me go get my 66.
all right. And by the way, for anybody that's a little more in tune with the prototype stuff, there's one of the Frisco Caboose I have. So that's one of the bicentennial Caboose or Caboose that Frisco painted. They actually never did a bicentennial locomotive back in '76. They only did 2 Caboose. This one in the 1776 one. And the difference was this one here, of course, the dark blue and red with the white stripes, and then the other one was a white caboose with white and blue stripes with stars in them. But they never did a locomotive in a bicentennial scheme. Let's see.
Where is it?
I'm actually asking myself that same question. I'm trying to find that coupler cover that went flying off into the abyss somewhere. That's correct. So I can get rid of that.
No, I'm trying to get my.
That's me 66.
Did I accidentally delete it by any chance? Sorry, I'm seeing if I can get my GoPro to start up real quick so I can show it to people.
Oh, that's fine, Anthony.
Oh, there
I'm
it is.
actually, looking for something myself.
Okay, so now.
Oh, that's cool, Possum. I had a great uncle that worked for Frisco. He was an engineer out of Birmingham, Alabama. Oh, dang, Kyle. You saw 3 of those things? Man.
Let's try this.
Yeah, the only one I have that's in Frisco paint is the 2016, the Citation. And I was very, very fortunate. That was just a chance, one of those chance things where I was at the hobby shop at the right time. It was one of those at the right place at the right time kind of deals. Well, I heard that thing hit the table, and I don't know where it's at.
Why are you not working?
That's a nice caboose as well, Randall. I do like that.
Yeah, this was a nice one. I really like this one.
About twice the size of what we used to have.
Yeah, well, this one actually is the bicentennial caboose, Zantec. The standard Frisco cabooses were painted either an oxide brown or oxide red, or the company's final scheme, which was orange and white, which technically the actual paint is Chevy engine block red and white. So
Now, so you probably now you can probably just about see 3 logos on my laptop. That's folded up. And a cat.
Oh, that's why I'm not getting it to work yet. See, I haven't done this in so long. You guys just keep the show going on without me. I'm not needed.
Well, I found my couple of clips for the freight cars. I haven't found the one for the locomotive yet.
And I forgot to do the app. That's the problem. I don't have the app going yet. Silly dumb.
Oh, that'll do it, Ant.
How could I not have the app? Okay, so I
gotta remember to give these to my niece. She loves those.
Have you got your fur all matted up, cat? Yeah, have you done that? Yeah, that's a good girl. That's a good girl.
bingo. Duh. Oh my God. Pardon me, just being stupid for a while.
Because I'm trying to
get rid of
Yes,
that.
connect, and now maybe everything will work.
Gas ticket.
Da 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 da. Continue. Go live.
Well, good girl.
And voila! Now we're in business. Yay!
There you go.
Now, yep, there we go. Ta-da! We are.
That's nice and low angle there, Ant.
Well, this is what I call the passenger view. Now, if I really want to have
Amazing.
some fun, let me, before I start this up again, so pardon the hands of God. I'm going to set this down for a minute, and I'm going to actually put it behind the locomotive. Not that you'll see the locomotive, but when you go around the curves, you'll see the train. Now, I don't have a lot of power left on this thing. I thought I charged it up, but apparently I didn't. Here we go, kids. Bada bing, bada boom, bada bow, bada bow. Everybody's good to go. And I call this the passenger view. So have fun. About a 3-second delay. Da 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 da. Now, see, if I had some cool scenery on my layout, you'd be sitting there right now on your cameras going, damn, that's a cool view. But I don't. I just got lots of lame stuff. Hey, did I see Tom's Miracle Train layout is here? But see, you look at that and you go, wow, there's no scenery here. Yep, there's no scenery there. And there never will be. There will be some ballastine and some grass. But there you get to see another train go by. And I'll tell you what, I can't tell you how many times I've ridden in trains in Germany. And that's been my view. You look out a window and watch a train go past. Yeah, I'm like that. In fact, Ian, I have to be in a very special state of mind, which is very, very rare. I have to be in a very special state of mind, which is very rare to actually work on the layout. The thing is, the mood hit me a few weeks ago, and I've gotten a lot done, finally prepping so I can start putting some kind of scenery on here, get some ballast and grass and whatever here and whatever views I want to put in. But in the end, I'm about as much track as possible. Anyhow, I've had this comment up here for a while because I don't think we truly answered his question. When he said what would work for an N-gauge layout, we're talking about cameras, and I don't know if he meant like if Jeffrey, if you're still here, I'll feel really bad if he's not here anymore. When you were talking about this, Jeff, were you referencing like to do cab view runs on an N-scale layout? Because really, any kind of a small camera will do. Wireless. It's got to be wireless. Now, I have an old Polaroid Cube camera, but it was the 1080. I would like the ACT the Cube Act 2, which had Wi-Fi. Unfortunately, the app which supports it is no longer functional, but there are go-around and clone apps that you can do instead. But yeah, I like it, especially when you're going through the train station, because man, that it just immediately brings back memories.
Cobby, what are you doing?
And the other thing is, you do have to point this camera the right way. You have to point this camera the right way. If you point it the other way, all you see are the walls in my basement. What I want to do is build a little frame around this and then make it look like a window on a passenger seat on a train. Then I think it would be really, really, really cool.
It would. It would be.
There was a channel. I'm trying to think who did it. Was it Paul at Tommy's Station, or was it somebody else? They took an old broken locomotive they couldn't use anymore. They cut off the very front end, and then they used a little cube camera, and they stuck that front end on it, so it looked like you were sitting in the engineer's seat. You want to talk about cab view? You were looking out the windows of that cab. And of course, the German company Roco had several locomotives. Miraklin did one, but Roco did several where they had a camera in the driver's seat of it, but they've stopped doing it. I think the tech kept going bad. It's not technically a fisheye lens, but obviously when you are doing a motion cam that's 2 dimensions and you're going around a curve, it will give you a false sense of fisheye. So it's your glasses your vision isn't as bad when it goes around a curve like this, where it's a 2-dimensional lens taking in the arc of a curve. It does create that aesthetic. Your eyes don't do that because your eyes are stereoscopic and have a greater than, what is it? Is it 140 degree vision? 180 is like perfectly side to side. Most humans are around 140 degrees with their vision. If you don't know what I'm talking about, look straight, and I will change this real quick and demonstrate what I'm talking about. Look straight ahead, take your 2 hands and slowly spread them out and go as far as you can where you're still looking straight ahead, but you can actually still see like your thumbs. When do you stop seeing your thumbs? Or one of your thumbs? You got to keep your hands level, but what is the farthest you could go looking straight ahead? And most people, that range is somewhere around 140 degrees. Some people, actually, I've been tested. I have about 160, 165 degrees. I have, it's partly your genetic background, different strains of humans have their eyes set in different ways. So mine, for whatever reason, are a little bit further wide. So I actually can see better out of the side of my eyes here than some people can. At least when I had good vision, I could. So how far do you go when you can still see? That is your field of vision. The best wide angle lenses can get about 165. They cannot do 180 because nothing can do 180. But most of your cameras are about 100 to 120. And when you have a 100 angle peripheral vision and you go around a curve, it creates that walleye lens effect in a camera. Your human eyes are wider. They don't have that effect. People that have lost, and there are people that is it glaucoma, where it slowly filters your vision in? When they look around curves, they get that effect because the glaucoma has reduced their vision. So it's all about the angle.
I'll say, Randall, if you're still there, what I've got here is my 66, which is EMD product made by that.
But
Let's set this.
1, 2, 3. And see, anytime I come off that camera and go back, it takes about 2 seconds for it to come back on.
See if I can figure out somewhere to put this. Yeah, way.
No, don't do that. Don't do that, you silly.
Then we've got another Dapple model, Class 86 electric.
Oh yeah.
No,
Same company, early livery.
Do it.
This is the their current livery.
Concern you.
Yeah, that's cool. I mean, I was looking at those on eBay a few years back, Xantech. I never did pull the trigger and buy one, but I was certainly thinking about it back then.
I think it's the Genesee, Wyoming livery?
Yeah, it'd be the Genesee and Wyoming. That
There we go.
they own a lot of railroads, both here and abroad. I know the closest one they own to me is the Missouri and North Arkansas.
I'll say that's the old Powerhole livery. Although the
Hang on a second, let's make you a little bigger there.
We've never got to wear this livery. They've all been.
There you go.
I actually like that one, the green and yellow one.
The Freightliner. Freightliner has so many liveries in the UK, it's insane. Well, let's see, we got a little pantry going back. Until Varga says
this livery, the Tango livery.
Attila Varga says, I got an X on order to go with my Spirit of Progress that I'm not getting a 90 class. It doesn't run in my area. And this is the best retort of the evening. Dirk from Southern Cross Rail System says, Attila Varga, mate, the Railjet doesn't run in your area either, and you got one.
And this, Randall, is a Kato product.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, she's Japanese outline. EF 210, although it's not in the Japanese paint scheme. She's very painting. I've had this one customly done to me.
Aurora Miniatures has a locomotive. I don't know if they've ever brought it out yet, or they brought it out and it's sold out since. But it was a really cool looking engine. It was like an American GE locomotive, but it had this it had a cab like this engine's got, but like this Iowa Interstate engine that I showed earlier. But it's a really neat engine.
On the actual real thing, or the all 6 trucks, all 3 trucks are powered. Obviously, on the model, that is this one here is just an Isla. You just get your 2 power trucks there.
Hey, Attila, I've been in your mom and dad's home area, and there are no rail jets that run by their home. And I know before you go any further, I know what you really mean, but still, it makes harassing you that much more fun.
Hey,
I've been by your parents' home, Attila Varga. No rail jets run there either. Not outside or inside.
She's 1500 volt DC in reality. On a 3'6" gauge.
Ooh, Dirk, good call. An ICE-3 on the way from Lipa.
It's not a bad logo. Less than $100 from the US, from Japan to the UK. Shit.
Tom, isn't 2 continents enough?
No.
Tom, he's got trains. He's got HO trains from Europe and North America, and now he wants Japanese.
He's got taste, Anthony.
Yeah, nothing wrong with bringing your how do I say that? Broadening your perspective or your
Broadening your horizons.
yeah, that's it.
No, I would happily have a Shinkansen on my layout if I could freaking find one in HO3 rail. I'd be like Eric, who just left. See, Eric from ANC Railroad and N-Scale and Life Journey, he just collects high-speed trains from around the world. He does N-Scale, obviously, but he just collects any high-speed train. So he's got Japanese high-speed trains, Chinese, North American, European. He's got IC3s and Amtraks and UK various HSTs, like a GWR 800 and so forth. And I mean, and that's a great way to collect. Like, you're not worried about nationality or scenery. You're all about just high-speed trains wherever they're from. Colin from the UK, Colin Woodthorpe International. He's got a layout that he's building with helixes, and he's doing something really cool with his helixes. He's building like mountainsides and trestle bridges along his helix. It's amazing work, and he does N-Scale. But he's got a North American line, he's got UK line, and then he's got Japanese.
He has taste. I mean,
see, everybody's talking about Broadway Limited again.
Yeah,
I never know what to think of Broadway Limited. I know people that swear by them and love them, and I know people that say they're crap. BLI.
I've never owned a BLI engine, but I've heard stories about them. It's kind of made me kind of stay away from them. But
see, I can't judge. I am very limited in the companies I know. I know Merklin, Piko, Roco, Brawa, and I've been told how bad Mahano is, and yet the one Mahano locomotive I have runs brilliantly. Thanks, Dirk. And what other? I've got one Fleischmann. No, I don't have a Fleischmann. I've got Fleischmann rolling stock. And then I've got a Juef locomotive in DC, which I can't run on my 2-rail track because its wheels are the wrong depth. The phalange on the wheel, the pizza cutter, as we call them.
yeah, they're BLI's SD78s. I almost thought about getting one. I never did because things happened and it just never worked out. But the SD78s they came out with is really, really nice. From what I've seen of it.
The big boy is running Germany thanks to the transatlantic tunnel. Yeah, that'll happen someday.
Mm-hmm.
Could you imagine trying to build a train tunnel? And who would want to take a train at the bottom of the ocean? How many hours that would take? I already have enough trouble flying. I think a tunnel would, and Joyce, there's no way. As much as I would hate getting in a plane, there's no way Joyce would take a train ride along the bottom of the Atlantic Ocean in a tunnel. No, she's got claustrophobia, and she would be screaming about an hour in.
You wouldn't even get me doing that, Ant.
Yeah, I don't know how comfortable I'd feel about that either, Anthony. I'll be truthful with you.
Yeah, Tom. Yeah, it's a 2-for-1. The Juef. It doesn't like the Merklin, or I'm sorry, the Trix C track. It bounces along the phalange. The phalanges catch the. It needs code 100 track. Let's put it that way. It doesn't like the code 83 of Trix C track.
I'll say, Randall.
I don't mind a tunnel going through a mountain at the bottom of the ocean. Different story.
Yeah, I like to have all that water below me, not above me.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
I don't mind water a few feet above me because I can swim back up to it. No.
I saw how quickly the Titan imploded.
Yeah, with the Titan. Yeah, that's just one more. Although, of course, that guy just, typical industrialist these days. He had his top engineers all telling him it's not going to work the way you think it's going to work. And he fired the guy and made him sign a contract that he wouldn't mention it out loud. And then, oops, proves the engineer was right.
Those kind of pressures, you stop being biology and become physics very, very quickly. Well, yeah, Randall, the EF210, which is currently on my screen now, professionally repainted, it was inspired by this little beauty.
Glass tunnel. No thanks.
I like that one.
A floating bridge. A floating bridge. Attila, could you imagine a floating bridge with the storms you get in the Atlantic? Yeah, not happening.
You could have a tethered tunnel.
It's planes or boats. Planes or boats. That's the only way across. Oh, that's a cool one.
Yeah, I like that
one you were holding earlier, Mark. Is that one you were holding up earlier, but we just got it in better light?
Yeah.
That's an LMS. Oh, that's whatchamacallit.
That's 10,000. I've got 10,001 as well.
Yes, you got the 10,000, 10,001. I remember seeing your video on that.
Yeah, the twins.
Just about the time I started following you after Getz.
But the livery is what inspired this one.
I like that one. I like both of them.
Well, that's what I got to start doing when I have time is MTH, the company MTH, made 3-rail trains for the American system. They did make some of their American locos in 3-rail. So I need to find some of those and see if there's one that I would like to run on my layout. Because from what I understand, MTH made good locomotives. Obviously, everybody can have a bum, but overall, I always hear good things about MTH.
Yeah, I have a couple of MTH engines. They run just fine. They're the Proto Sound 3, especially the early versions. I don't know what the later versions are like, but the early version, I have one of the, I guess you want to call it the first gen Proto Sound equipped locomotives. In fact, I can run and get it right quick and show you guys what I'm talking about. But they have some quirks to them that I don't particularly like about them, but as far as running and everything, they're really good engines. But hang on just a second, I'll get it out and I'll show you what I'm talking about.
I'll say that's the 10,001.
Rick, all of your O-gauge stuff is MTH? I thought you had a lot of Lionel. It's all MTH. Wow, I was totally off. For some reason, looking back, I thought it was all Lionel, but it's MTH.
Randall, if you can still see us, buddy. That's the original livery of the EF210. Santa Bounty, they're also building a tunnel through through the rock face to sail a cruise ship.
Ah, interesting.
So it doesn't have to go out and around one fjord into the next one. They can just cut across the peninsula.
I thought the Norwegians are doing a floating submerged tunnel across a fjord. Well, they'd have to do it across a fjord because across the Cadillac would not work.
But who taught you that joke, your dad?
Nope, I make him up on the spot, good or bad.
Put that caboose up so I don't accidentally damage it.
4 Lionel engines, but you can't run them.
I was like, Randall, I don't know if you can see it, buddy, but this one is shot now.
Oh, I knew what you meant, Von Don Eisenbahn. Yeah, I know I should just Google and look for MTH Märklin. But yeah, I'd have to see which ones, because I really want modern era, man.
That's what the original locomotive used to look like before it got repainted.
I still think of myself as a modern person, even though Joyce looks at me and laughs when I say that. You've got more Era 3 and 4 stuff than you have Era 6 anymore. And I'm like, do I? I don't know. I think I still more Era 6 than anything. But
I'm getting this engine out right now. I actually haven't had this thing out in quite a while, but just to kind of show you what it is.
Yep, there we go. Oh, well, here's MTH 3-rail for AC for Märklin. Milwaukee Road GM F3 with sound. MTH 3-rail Lackawanna GM with sound. Let's see, Norfolk and Western General Motors GP35. These are all under $200. There's a couple of cotton belt ones here.
Yeah, if you look around, there's
Here's a Reading Alco F0, and then there's the traditional Santa Fe War Bonnet F3. And here's some Southern Pacific cars, 3-rail MTO, $600 by MTH.
All right, there we go. Okay. Now I'll just show you what it is here.
I better go back to paying attention to you guys. Who knows what you're about to do?
There is the MTH engine. That is MTH-HO right there. And this is one of the first gen MTH locomotives, one of the Gen 1 Pro sound equipped locomotives. This engine and the others that were built in this same time have a few, let's just say, unusual quirks to them. One of the main ones is you can't advance consist these locomotives. You can only universal consist them with other MTH engines. That was because, and I can't say this for certain, but this is kind of what I'm kind of reading between the leaves. I think MTH was banking on their DCS system really taking off and possibly even replacing DCC. Of course, that didn't happen. So about a year after this engine was released, they brought out another run of them, and they were their decoders were upgraded to handle advanced consisting. So these are a little bit unique here. And they've got some other quirks too. They don't have a dynamic brake function on their sound decoders. Why, I don't know, but that's another thing they don't have. And they have like 4 or 5 different idle sequences. So there's a few little unusual things about these locomotives, but as far as performance, these things run really, really good. So
That got the same flywheel assembly as the other one that you had?
Yeah, pretty much. Most of the locomotives have a similar design. There are a few differences here and there, but by and large, a lot of them follow that same principle. You have your dual flywheels. Your motor sits right in here in the middle, and a drive shaft on each end connecting to the truck. So,
Well, I've just brought in a, as you can see now on my, what's it, a DMU, a little multiple unit.
Yeah. This one here, this is an SD78, is what this one is. This is what you typically see pulling BNSF unit coal trains. UP uses theirs across the system. BNSF's kind of started using theirs on non-coal trains as well, but This actual model too is a little bit unique in itself too. The fact that it's one of the Thunder Cab units, and the reason why they call it Thunder Cab is because it lacks a gasket on the nose right in here, which isolates the cab from the main part of the body and frame here. And what happened with these engines was these particular units, they were known to suffer from excessive vibration to the point it became a safety hazard for what it's worth. And they are banned from leading trains, these Thunder Cab units. Now the ones with the ISO cab, and you can tell the difference between those units and these because they'll have the little gasket around the nose. Those engines are fine. They're allowed to lead trains. It's just these particular ones that are not isolated cabs. These ones here are banned. So
When were they banned from leading the train then?
they suffered from excessive vibration when they were running. I was told that the vibrations got so severe that it became a hazard for crews. So BNSF elected to ban them from leading trains. Now, Union Pacific, on the other hand, theirs still do lead trains. I don't think theirs are banned.
So it's a company thing, not a federal thing then.
Yeah, it's not a federal thing. They weren't banned across the board. It's just BNSF elected to not have these particular units lead trains. But the other SD70 ACs, the 70 Max that have ISO cabs on, those are fine. They are allowed to lead trains.
Hot dog. Out the gutter. Well, this here, Randall, is a 108.
You know, the thing is, it's not that Hot Dog Pilot has his mind in the gutter. It's just that he's so short, his mind is just there naturally. Sorry, Andy.
This particular one, this particular class, you naturally have two cars with this. You have the powered car, which has the gas compartment in.
That reminds me, I've got to make sure my chargers are charged for tomorrow.
And then you have the trailer car. And obviously you've got the engine controls and stuff. But all the drive is on that bogie.
Mm.
Where's your Chad? I don't know. Is he next to your Bruce?
Well, he's downstairs. Cats are downstairs.
Yeah, PK. I actually didn't find that out till just recently. These engines are actually banned from leading trains. These particular units, like I said, the ISO cab engines are fine. They're allowed to lead trains, but and I don't think I have one with the ISO cab. I might have, but
These GoPros get hot. Don't mind me, just saying.
oh, sorry, Anthony. I was just thinking for a minute. Sorry about that.
No, I grabbed my GoPro off my thing here because it's running low on battery and I need to charge it up to do what I want to do tomorrow. And it is hot.
I mean, I've got an SD70 Mac with the ISO cab on it, but it's put up and I can't get it out right now. But like I said, you'll see a little gap in the nose, in the front of it there, and that's basically where the gasket is. It's kind of like right in here. So
And yes, for a while we were trying the American look here in the UK.
Well, hang on. I got that CP rail engine.
What, this?
No, well, sorry, Mark. I was thinking out loud for a minute.
Oh.
I was just saying I've got a CP rail engine that actually has that style of cab on it. Let me see if I can dig that one out.
All
Right.
right. Well, I want to start wrapping this up, though, guys.
Oh, okay. Well, we can discuss that another time, Anthony, if you want to get wrapping up. So.
Well, yeah, I got to start getting ready for tomorrow.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, but
People.
Yeah, just as far as the MTH, back on the subject of MTH, because we're kind of getting sidetracked there, but these are fine running engines. I mean,
that looks like one of the Aussie locomotives I've seen. Or it looks sort of like an American F model, you know, like an F3, F7, whatever, just spliced each way.
Well, believe it or not, BNSF has a former Montana. Well, I say former. It's still in It's still in the Montana Railing scheme, but that one was a former Australian engine.
Yep, I've heard from Artie. No, I don't believe it. You said believe it or not. I choose not to believe it. I'm an American. Facts don't matter to me.
This particular one, the real thing is twin engined.
Mm-hmm.
That is really nice.
2-stroke diesels in there. One there, one there.
Well, maybe if they had better health care, they wouldn't be having so many strokes.
Oh. The engines were what gave name to the locomotive.
I like the body on those things. Those
this is
really nice.
This is the class prototype.
They look like two F units kind of joined together.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's a little bit smaller than the F units, though. But yeah, I can see where you're coming from, because at the time, I think, weren't they the main locomotive for passenger service? Union Pacific had them, Santa Fe had them, I think, before it was BNSF.
Oh yeah, Santa Fe had them way before that. Frisco had F units. Yeah, they were pretty neat. In fact, get out of that, turn everything up. There's our F units.
Spin the camera, spin it round. Yeah. Are they still in service?
There's probably a few still left, but by and large, most of them's been retired.
Oh, they put them out to stud.
Yeah.
Okay, so anyhow, guys, I apologize to cut into all this. It's been great. We had a nice chat about cameras, and then we got to show off some different locos and stuff. But yeah, I have to start getting ready for my show. Well, it's also getting ready for a show. My train show that I'm going to tomorrow. I will be live streaming. It'll be U.S. Eastern time, about 9:15. We are jumping ahead an hour, so actually it'd be 8:15. So that means it'd be like 1 in the afternoon UK time, 2 in the afternoon Western European time. There is nothing preset, so that you won't get a notification. You just think, oh, hey, Dodge is live streaming. And I don't even know what time I'm going to start, because we have to wait in line for tickets this year. They didn't do online. So I'll start streaming once I'm in and hit the main show and do that. But otherwise, Mark, thank you for joining us and showing us some cool trains. And we got to show that video of your favorite camera angle as well. That was cool. Always good to see you, Randall.
Appreciate it, Anthony. And I'll get in touch with you on Facebook here after a while. So
right. Yeah, I've been wiping this. I've been
Oh, right.
I'm
Oh,
getting ready to get rid of this.
Yeah,
I'm
you've got a
getting rid of it.
Facebook request,
This will go to you. I just
request
gotta
off me as well.
delete everything off of it. You don't want Joyce and my dirty little secrets on there. Or maybe you
don't
do.
worry about it. But yeah, I've been meaning to get in touch with you. I just had things just keep coming up.
Understood.
But I'll send you a message after the stream. So
All right. So anyhow, everybody, thanks to all the folks who joined in, came by, said hello, and contributed to the chat. It was nice to have you all here. We will be on Artie's channel next week. So the Down Under show will be Down Under. And hopefully Attila will be providing all kinds of funny entertainment so that he doesn't have to show us his armpits ever again. I'm sorry, Artie, that was meant to be a joke, but maybe inappropriate. Anyhow, yeah. So thanks for joining in. I hope you guys had a decent time going through. And upon that note, I'm going to say, Auf Wiedersehen, tschüss, and happy trains. Take care, everybody. Great to have you.
thanks, Anthony. See you later.
Good night.